Hi, I'm Matt with James River Equipment. Have you been interested in a new zero-turn mower or Z-Track mower from John Deere? Have you been a little hesitant because you've never operated one or you have some questions? Well, follow along. We're going to show you how easy it is to operate and how much fun it can be. So to operate a zero-turn mower, your main operating levers are going to be controlling the motors on either side of the machine. So your right-hand lever is going to control your right-hand motor, and your left-hand lever is going to control your left-hand mower. So once you get the machine started, to make movement on the Z3s, you're going to pull in. This is going to do two things. It's going to allow your levers to move forward and back, but it's also going to take it out of park because the Z3 has an interlocked park brake that's built into the arms. So if you want to go forward, all you have to do is gently push forward on the arms, equal power on each arm, and you're going to go in a straight line forward. To go backwards, you're just going to pull the arms towards you to go backwards in a straight line. If you'd like to make a turn, you just have to know which motor to put the input for. So if I want to make a left-hand turn, I'm going to move forward and increase the speed of my right-hand motor to pivot the machine towards the left for that turn. And likewise, to make a right-hand turn, I'm going to move my arms forward, but I'm going to increase the speed of my left-hand motor to make the right-hand turn. So starting out here, like we talked about, your parking brake's integrated. So to go forward, you just gently push on the front handles, keeping the same speed on each motor, and that moves you forward. To go back, you simply pull towards you rearward, your front tires will pivot, and then you move in a rearward motion with the motor. Now to make that turn we were talking about, you're going to go forward and you're just going to increase the speed of your right-hand motor to make the left-hand turn. And then you come back to center. In order to make that turn to the right, you're going to increase the speed of that left-hand motor. And the mower goes to the right. Another way you can make those same turns is to reduce the speed of the motor on the side you want to turn towards. So I'm keeping my speed, and then I reduce the right-hand motor, and it makes the right-hand turn. The same thing can be done on the left-hand side, so that I move forward, I reduce the left-hand motor, and I make the left-hand turn. Now when it comes to making a pivot, say at the end of your row where you want to turn around and come back in the opposite direction, you want to slow down both motors and then increase the outside one and make your turn to head back in the opposite direction. So I did that with keeping both motors going forward, that way I'm not tearing up my turf. If you need to make a sharper turn, say around a tree or an obstacle, you can reduce your speed to zero, take one forward and one back, and pivot on your center axis. So that's also another option for making your turn. All right, so we talk about mowing on a hill. To do this, you're going to want to keep your downhill motor going slightly faster than your uphill. It's not much, but you'll notice my downhill motor is about a ½ an inch in front of my uphill, and that keeps me going in a straight line on the hill. And then I can turn around and I go back the other way. My downhill motor is going to be a little bit faster than my uphill motor. Another thing to keep in mind when you're mowing on a hill is that turning around on a hill can be a little tricky. If you make sudden movements and stop a motor, the mower's going to want to slide down the hill. So you want to make all your adjustments when you're mowing on a hillside easy and gentle. That way you stay in a safe position. And we talked about the parking brake earlier. So when you throw your arms out on the Z3, you get the parking brake also. So it's not going to roll on the hill once you throw the arms out. So neutral's going to be in here in the middle, and then when you throw those arms out, the mower comes to a stop. So when in doubt, if something's going wrong, just throw those arms out, the mower will come to a stop. So those are some of the common ways that you can steer a zero-turn mower. I always like to tell customers, if you start in the center of your yard at low idle and get used to how the machine maneuvers, by the time you get to the outside edges where it counts and you need to not hit things, you'll know what you're doing. Moving to the Z530M and all Z500s, there's a few differences we'd like to talk about between this and the Z300 mower. So, when you go to start this machine, there's a couple things we always get calls every spring. My mower will not start. There's something wrong with it, you guys gotta come look at it. Well, to start a mower, there's a few things that have to be met. Your PTO has to be in the off position, which is a push down on this button. Another common issue that causes a no start is that the parking brake is not engaged. So your parking brake on the Z5 is located with this orange lever, and you pull it up from the floor to engage the parking brake. So to start your mower, to recap, you've got to have your arms out, your parking brake on, and your PTO off. Now we're going to talk about operating on a hill with a Z5 mower. So, one big difference, this machine has a ROPS. So anytime you have a ROPS in the up position, you want to make sure you're wearing your seat belt. Now we'll start the mower and talk through the operation. So similarly to how we mow with the Z3, you're going to want to keep one motor going slightly faster than the other to maintain that straight line. But when it comes to coming to a stop on the hill, if you throw your arms out, the mower is going to continue to move until you reach down and pull that park brake on. So just keep that part in mind. The Z5 does have some advantages when it comes to mowing on a hill. It's a heavier machine, so it will hold the hill better. But you've got to remember, you throw those arms out, you've got to reach down and grab that parking brake to come to a safe stop. And that's pretty much how you maneuver on a hill. So after a little bit of practice and a little bit of use, you can become a pro at mowing your yard.